So, yeah, you will be fine, alright? Trust me, this might seem like a horrible thing, but I can assure you that you will like the outcome. What? This is creepy. I don't think the secretary is supposed to say something like this. Hey all you cool creatures, I'm Cryptid. Welcome to the Cryptid Plays YouTube channel. Today we are going to be playing Love Me Dearly, which is a visual novel created for the Yandere Game Jam of 2023. And it is a visual novel where you have decided to download a game to be loved by someone very special. But there is a twist to this game. It is most assuredly not your usual yandere fare. I'm letting you know that right now. Now, there will be warnings as I start this, so with that out of the way, let's get started. Trigger warning: vomit, mention of blood, and sexual harassment. Some players may find the following game disturbing. Player discretion is advised. And that also means that viewer discretion is advised. Alright, well, we're gonna go by Cryptid. As usual. It just makes it easier. Cryptid, how lovely. What are your pronouns, Cryptid? You know, let's go with he, him today. I'm feeling it. First and foremost, we thank you for meeting our demands. Your remittance will help us greatly to make this experience as effective and enjoyable for you as possible. To now finalize your transaction, please set a password. Alright, we're gonna make it Moth. Because, you know, I think that's a fun idea. Thank you very much. Please make sure that you won't forget it. Now that we have the administration behind us, let us move on to the more pleasant part of this adventure. Let me set the scene for you. You moved into this rather small town a few months ago, looking for a break from your life back home. For some reason, the idea of existing in a new place as a new person had enticed you, even if it would only be for a short time. So you took a job as a receptionist in a hotel, but are currently appreciating your days off. Unfortunately, the friend you made during your stay has left the city to meet their relatives, leaving you alone with your spare time. But you wouldn't stay alone for long. Summer in Mayside Park feels more like a warm autumn day than mid of July, but it is nice nonetheless. You walk along the sidewalk, observing the pigeons doing their funny little dance, trying to pick up breadcrumbs. But instead of actually eating them, they just throw them into the air, then look seemingly shocked that their bellies still remain empty. You are on your way home. Minutes ago, you were still sitting in a small cafe having breakfast. Ooh. You love having breakfast outdoors. Usually you weren't the type to have breakfast anywhere else than the privacy of your own home. Let's go with that. But you've learned to make an exception since your friend is practically obsessed with this place and you can't deny that it starts to grow on you as well. Your stomach is full with... Ooh. Oh no, I like all of these. French toast. So you are very happy. Since your gaze is glued to the can that you have been kicking around for a while now, you don't notice the man walking right towards you. And apparently, he doesn't notice you either. Bam! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? You look up and peer into a good-looking face, staring right back at you with concern written all over it. He's cute! I'm sorry too, I didn't look in front of me. Me neither. I guess we're both hands stare in the air. That's supposed to sound like something? I'm not sure what that's supposed to sound like, but you know what? I dig it. His eyes only now seem to really see you, since they light up as if he realizes something. He opens his mouth, but closes it again right after and lowers his gaze. Maybe it is the light playing tricks or the soft warmth of the sun, but you could swear that his face is slowly turning into a more pinkish shade. Oh no, I'm pretty sure he's blushing. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah. There's this awkward silence between you two, but he doesn't seem to think about moving on. You want to say anything else? No, sorry. Then have a good day. Yeah. Bye. You give him a polite smile and pass him. Before you can even take 4 steps, you hear him calling out again. Cryptid, wait. You dropped your keys. As your hands quickly pat down your body, you realize that he is right. You turn around and get greeted by your keys dangling in front of your face. Did I tell him my name, or does he just know it? You sigh in relief, thinking of how hard your day could have been if you had lost them. He drops them into your palm, with a bright smile on his lips. Thank you so much. No problem. Well then, have a nice day. With those words, he waves you goodbye, and with one last nod towards his direction, you continue your walk. But as your feet carry you further and further, your heart sinks. How does he know your name? That's what I'm saying. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't introduce myself. The door closes behind you in a loud bang, and you rest your head against its cold exterior. Could you have misheard him? Yes, that's it. You must have. You decide to not think further about this occurrence. You have a tendency to overthink. So it's best if to kill these thoughts before they can start to sprout in your mind. You are not the type to waste too many thoughts about something. Your ears probably deceived you. After all, you have been exhausted ever since you left work. After a quick dinner, you sit down at the TV. You choose to watch. I have no idea if any of these have to do with endings, which is why I haven't gone back to go get other choices yet, but, what would I sit down to watch? Clearly a horror movie. No! I don't care. We need to get the heck out of here, John. Listen. Sheila, listen to me. We need to get these shots. Okay? We need the money. Money? You're still thinking about the money? Money won't mean shit if we're freaking dead. It won't take long. We just need to get up to the attic and... Shh. I think he's coming. We need to hide. Shit, shit, shit. No, there's no time. We need to run. Come on. I think we lost him. No, this can't be. He's here? No, impossible. We locked him in. He couldn't possibly arrive here quicker than us. What the heck is going on? What the heck is happening? There are multiple... What? The tailor. He isn't just one guy. They are a group. They are a freaking group. We need to go. We need to... John! When the movie finally came to an end, you are rather relieved, since you can barely keep your eyes open. With one last big yawn, you make your way into your bedroom. Your night is rather restless. You wake up several times, seemingly without any reason, and each time you do, you feel uncomfortable. The next morning, you get awakened by cold air brushing over your body. You look around, trying to find out where the sudden wind is coming from. That's when you notice that your bedroom window is wide open. Weird, you don't remember opening it last night. As you go to close it, you peek out, but nothing is out of place. You feel anxious. You are sure that you didn't touch the window last night. So, how is it open now? You force yourself to stop your mind right there, or else you will only tumble down a spiral of paranoia. You choose to get dressed and leave the house for a bit to get some fresh air. As you walk out the door, you almost step onto a flower bouquet that must have been carefully placed there. You lift it up, confused, and look around, but there's no one near who could have put it there. First the window, and now this bouquet. Goosebumps crawl up your back, and the hair on your arms stand up as you recall the encounter of yesterday. Could it really be him doing all this? You ponder for a while, feeling your body stiffen. Then suddenly the door from the house next to you opens. Miss Lovebottom, the sweet elderly lady who stepped outside, that lives right next to you, carrying a trash bag. I know what this line meant, but I was having a little bit of trouble with it. I apologize.
Good morning, sweetie. Oh, I see you found my bouquet.
This is from you?
Yes. It's a little thank you for taking care of my cats last weekend.
Thank you so much. They are lovely.
I'm glad that you like them. Well then, I have to go back inside. My sweeties are waiting for me. Take care, love.
You too, Miss Lovebottom. You roll your eyes at your own sickening paranoia. Of course they were from Miss Lovebottom. Or is it Button? I don't quite know how to pronounce her name. It looks like it should be pronounced like bottom, but but it has an N. Could be Miss Lovebutton. She always gives you flowers as a sign of her gratitude. How could you have forgotten that? Annoyed by your own delusions, you march back into your home to put the bouquet into a vase. The air outside is warmer than yesterday. Let's go with the heat is starting to get to you. You don't feel like going to the cafe today. Instead, you think about going to the local supermarket and grab some snacks. Maybe you even find a spot in the park where you can sit down and enjoy the quietness of the morning. The supermarket is as empty as you expected. You walk through the aisles trying to decide what speaks to you the most. You settle with... What would I settle? I think... Between a sandwich and a salad. Let's go with salad. And... Ooh. Coffee. As the cashier drags your errands over the scanner, you notice someone standing at the window, seemingly staring directly at you. You can't make out their face because of how low they had pulled their hood. You feel your chest tighten. Would that be everything? Yes. But when you look back, they are gone. You quickly grab your things and hurry out. Maybe going to the park is a bad idea after all. You still seem to be on edge. You decide that perhaps it would be for the best if you just go home. As you head back to your place, you couldn't help but feel like someone is following you. Although you never see someone when you turn around, you still feel a presence only a few steps behind you. It makes you pick up speed and hold your keys between your fingers to, on one hand, be able to open the door as soon as you reach it, and on the other hand, defend yourself if it comes down to it. Thank goodness it doesn't, and you arrive safely into the living room. But that feeling of safety doesn't last long. The moment you turn on the light in the house, you see it. The writing all over the walls. Oh dear, you're mine. You are mine. Soon we will be together. You shouldn't have closed the window. You are frozen in fear. Your whole body trembles as you read the words over and over again. Your lungs start to burn, and only now you notice that you have been holding your breath ever since the light turned on. Finally, you are able to make a step back, and another. Then you were running out the door. Your heartbeat has become so loud that your chest feels like it is about to burst open, but you don't stop. You keep running, even when your legs start to get weak. You aren't looking where you're going. You only want to get away. Bam! You crash into someone and fall onto the ground. Sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought you saw me. That voice. As you lift your gaze, you look into the same eyes you did yesterday. A chill runs down your spine as you recall the events from the day before. You! The man doesn't seem to be bothered by your fearful expression. Instead, he just keeps on smiling. I'm so glad that I found you. My name is Takuma, by the way. Find me? Why? You don't dare move a muscle. Desperately, you look around, but there are no people to be seen. You are all alone. You could run, but he looks like he can easily catch up on you, and who knows what he'll do if he does. Yeah. Well, that's because... He averts his gaze and is now staring at his feet, which are shifting back and forth. Once again, you can see a soft blush crawling up his face. Though this time, it isn't cute. It's terrifying. I know that this probably comes out of nowhere, but... He suddenly grabs your hands and pulls them close to his chest, his eyes now piercing, seemingly right into you. Excuse me. My personal bubble. You're cute. But yeah, I understand why we are so terrified right now. Would you go out with me? This must be a bad dream. You're probably still sleeping, right? There's no way that this is actually happening. Your breathing becomes heavy as the sensation of someone choking you starts to tingle in your throat. What are you supposed to do? What will you do? Let's play along until we can run away. Feels like a bad decision, but I don't know which is more dangerous. Never before did a smile cost you so much strength and self-control, but you have to do it. You have to fool him. Sure. I would love to. You push these words over your lips, and they immediately leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Trying the best to keep your composure, you get on your feet, burying your fingernails into your palms. The grin he gives you and the blush spreading on his face might even be cute in any other situation, but now it just makes your stomach turn. Really? Oh my God. I'm sorry, but I'm really happy right now. You notice his hand slightly shaking as he fidgets with his shirt. desperately trying to find the right words. Just give me a second. He places his hand on his chest and starts to breathe in a controlled manner. You have to distract him somehow. Oh, what would be more distracting? Let's ask him to research a nice restaurant. Oh yeah, of course. He pulls out his phone. The price doesn't matter, I'll pay. I just want us to have a nice dinner. This is your chance. Without hesitating even for a second, you start running into the direction of where you came from. You can hear that he is shouting something, but you can't make out what he is saying, since all you can hear is your heart beating in your ears. Your lungs burn, and your legs are getting weaker. You have no idea how long you've been running, but none of these things make you stop. The cafe you've been in a day before is now right in front of you once more. You decide to hurry inside. The woman behind the counter throws you a weird look, but you don't care. Instead, you take a seat in the back, as far away from the entrance as possible. In the end, you did have to order something so you could stay, but your beverage doesn't rest easy in your stomach. Time passes, and the establishment slowly starts to close, and you're asked to leave. As you step outside, you notice that it has already become night, which only increases your anxiety. You look around. There are a lot of people still walking around, so it is probably for the best that you go home now. With one last deep breath, you make your way back home. Every person walking past you sends shivers down your spine, and you turn around every time you hear something that even slightly resembles a footstep or a voice appearing behind you. But nothing happened. The guy from before is nowhere to be seen. Now only a few meters separate you from your house, and you feel the tension leave your body. As you turn around the next corner, you see a police car parking at the end of the road, which makes you feel even safer. You approach the policeman and prepare yourself to squeeze between the wall and the car, but before you can, a hand stops you. Sorry, no one can pass here. There's been an accident a little further down the road. His expression is serious, and he barely grants you a glance. You nod and take the exit to your left. Thank God you have taken this route before, so you know that it isn't a big detour. You just have to go around 2 more corners and you arrive right at your house. You hear the policeman talking to his walkie-talkie in the background as you keep walking. The thought of being alone at home right now does scare you. You close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Maybe you could call someone and ask if they could keep you company through the night, or you could barricade yourself in your room. Suddenly, a horrendous metallic smell hits your nose and stops you in your tracks. You open your eyes to see where this scent is coming from, but now you wish you hadn't. In front of you, on the cold floor of the secluded alley, is a body. You want to scream, but your voice has vanished. All you can do is stare at the body. Then it hits you. The face. The pale, lifeless face, which had carried a bright grin just hours before. It's the guy. He's dead. But why is he... Who could have done this? Your chest starts to feel weird. It is hurting, but in an unfamiliar way. It's comparable to a hungry stomach yearning for food, but your chest isn't lusting for food. For some unknown reason, it's desiring that small box that is laying centimeters away from the corpse. The hunger grows bigger and bigger until you bend forward and grab it. It's locked, and the lock requires some kind of code. Why did you take it? You should go back to the policeman or at least call out for help. But now you are holding on to evidence. You would be #1 suspect if anyone finds you now. This exact thought is what makes you move again, but not into the direction of which you came. With the box in your hand, you run back home. The writing is still on your wall. Of course it is. You go around the house, checking every window and every door before you head into your bedroom. There you not only lock the door, but push your desk in front of it as well. You glance out the window one last time before securing it with both a key and a rope. The box is being slid on top of your closet, and only then you throw yourself onto your bed. The next morning, you get awakened by your phone ringing. Before you answer, you check both your door and your window, but nothing has changed. Everything is still locked. You feel slightly relieved and respond to the call. Yes? Good morning. Am I speaking to Cryptid? Yes. Who is this? This is Officer Castellanos speaking. Your name came up during an investigation and we'd like to talk to you. Is it possible for you to come to the police station today? Your chest gets heavy as the images from last night flash before your eyes. The dead body and the box. You know, that's why he called you. This is tough. I'll go with, sure. I'm glad to hear that. At what time can we expect you to arrive? I can leave right now. I would be there in like 30 minutes. Great, see you soon. As soon as you hang up, the anxiety raises. You try to move, but your body won't budge. You feel your fingertips going numb as your limbs slowly start to turn cold. Thousands of thoughts run through your head, and with each one, the lump in your throat grows bigger until it feels like it is suffocating you. You need to regain your composure. Now. Calm down. You didn't kill him. The truth will come out. You take a few deep and controlled breaths. Finally, you can feel your arms and legs again. Then all of the thoughts in your head become quieter as well. You have to get ready. The more time you waste, the more suspicious he might become. You choose to wear. Oh no. Well, I usually wear edgy clothes, but let's go with, something formal. Right after you get dressed, you leave the house, avoiding to look at the writing on the walls. During your trip, the adrenaline and nervousness reappeared, leaving you all jumpy and agitated. You shake each limb and your head to release at least some of the tension as the police station is staring at you. As you enter, you notice that it is a pretty small place. There is barely anyone in here, except the secretary, who is eyeing you in anticipation. Fortunately, you had never had to come here before. The place is rather secluded for a police station. You had to travel for quite a while, longer than you had expected. Hopefully the police officer hadn't become too suspicious of you yet. Better not waste another second. Hello? Hello, how may I help you? Officer Castellanos wanted to see me? Oh, you must be Cryptid. Yes, that's me. He leans forward and takes a closer look at your face as if he is looking for something specific. He stands up and signals you to follow him. The both of you make your way through a hallway that has been hidden behind the closed door next to the front desk. Left and right of you were doors with name tags on them, but you walk too fast to be able to read them, and you really don't think that the secretary would appreciate it if you suddenly stopped. At the end, he turns to you. Wait here. Officer Castellanos will pick you up shortly. And with those words, he walks back to where you came from. Your gaze wanders around the room. You notice a few paintings and a chair propped up against the wall. One of the paintings catches your attention, but before you can inspect it closer, the door opens. Hello, I'm glad you could arrive so soon. Although his words hint to at least some enthusiasm, the voice that carries them is serious and low. The man is tall, way taller than you, and he looks rather rough. He gives you scruffy old man that adopts lonely girl during a crisis vibes. Yeah, definitely. You thought, what do I think of him? I mean, I would never personally really find a detective handsome, but he is rather handsome. He's a fictional character, so it's okay. Come in. Take a seat. He holds the door open for you as you walk into his office. Compared to the main entrance, this room is rather big. You do as he said and sit down at the desk he had been pointing at. He does the same on the opposite side. You can smell the ashtray before you even see it. It is filled to the rim with cigarette butts and ashes. Paper is scattered everywhere on the tabletop, some hanging on for dear life at the edges. All in all, this workplace is a mess. Now, like I said on the phone, we received a hint that you might be involved in our recent murder case. To what extent is still unclear, but hopefully you can tell us more. Where were you last night around 9 p.m.?
Oh boy.
Let's be truthful. I was walking home. Where were you before? I was at a cafe. You might know it. It's called Tory and Biscuits. Oh, I know it. Lovely establishment. And where do you live? Milton ZP 6392. You said you walked home. Can you give me an exact description of your pathing? Give him a false description. You never went into the Guinness Street? No, sir. Lying makes you just more suspicious. What? I didn't lie. I know that you went into the Guinness Street because I sent you there. What? I never forget a face. The person yesterday who wanted to go down the Boiler Street was you. I told you that you had to take a different path because it was blocked due to an accident. You went into the Guinness Street. Your heart drops. It had been so dark yesterday and you were so full of adrenaline you didn't see the officer's face. That was him. He knows. He saw you. You lied to him. Unconsciously, you bury your finger deep into the fabric of your clothes, clenching your jaws so tightly that they feel like they're about to break. Listen, I don't think you did it. You look surprised. I've been doing this job for years now, and I know how people tick. Like I said, I saw you yesterday, and you didn't really have a "I'm gonna kill someone tonight" written on your forehead. He leans back in his chair with his arms behind his head. But my knowledge of human nature isn't enough to convince court, you know? I saw him walk into the alley, and then you, and only you, came back out. The same as being testified by a second person. And to top it all off, you were both seen having some sort of argument or something hours before we found his body. It's not looking too good. But not too good doesn't mean bad. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Start again, but this time the truth, all right? Tell him the whole story. That wasn't so hard, now was it? He pulls his keyboard towards him and starts typing. Nervously, you stare at your hands. You didn't tell him about the box, and you don't know why. Surely this secret will break your neck at some point, but even so, you still keep your mouth shut. He takes your fingerprints and asks you a few more questions, which you answer truthfully. Most of the time. In the end, he thanks you for your time and tells you that they will be in contact. Then he sends you back home. On your way back, you pass the alley where you found him, the man who has been stalking you and whose murder you are now being accused of. You stop and stare at the yellow police tape shimmering in the sun. Your stomach turns as the image of his corpse reappears in your mind. You hurry quickly to the next bin and vomit. The adrenaline rush probably kept you from truly registering that there had been a real dead body in front of you. But now, a day later, you get sick from even just imagining the smell of iron and typical alley garbage. As you lift your head from the bin, you notice something in the corner of your eye. An envelope? You pick it up. Takuma Kiyo. At first you want to dismiss your find, but then, as you glance at the name one more time, you remember. I'm so glad that I found you. My name is Takuma, by the way. It was his. Great. Now they'll have even more evidence with your fingerprints on them. One more piece of the crime scene at your place wouldn't make a difference for now either, and it's not like you could just put it back. If the police find it, it will only make you look even more guilty. Since it's too late now anyway, you decide to inspect it closer. It's empty. Someone had already opened it. He probably wanted to throw this into the trash. With this conclusion, you shove the envelope into your pocket and pray to God that this time no one has seen you. At home, you try to wash all the writing from your wall. This case has one good side. You were a lot less scared to be at home, although no one could argue that you should be a little worried that there is a killer on the loose. Then again, he killed a crazy stalker, so technically he did a good deed. Maybe one of his past victims wanted to take revenge on him or something. You didn't mention that this man was the one who stalked you. The last thing you need is a motive. You told Officer Castellanos that he just asked you for directions, and then the other day asked you out of the blue. When you're finally done, you go to bed. But before you slide under your covers, you grab the envelope and examine it one more time. There's an address on it, presumably Takuma's. If you are right, and this was a revenge kill from a previous victim, then there might be evidence of that in his house. But that is only a wild assumption, nothing to take seriously. Plus, the place is probably filled with policemen. A quick look. You're just gonna give it a quick look. Nobody could fault you for just taking a walk, right? With your own words of reassurance and the envelope in your hand, you get back onto your feet and head to the front door. Never in your life have you been this careful walking around. You stop at every corner, making sure there's no police around before you turn and listen to every little crack. You feel quite nervous. You start to regret your decision, and you're contemplating if you should head back. Thank God the address isn't that far. You reach your destination in 10 minutes. It is, compared to the last few houses you had seen, a small bungalow at the end of the road. You can already see from afar the yellow color of police tape on the door, but inside it is dark and there is no police car to be seen. You bite your lips as you look around once more. There really is no one near. It's like the universe wants you to go inside. You take a step closer into the direction of the house. Your heart is pounding in your chest, and you hear a ringing in your ears. Then, without even really realizing it, you start to run towards the house. You stop at the door and turn around, but there is still no one. Although you want to blame destiny for making way for your misdeed, there had been a reason why you would put your gloves into your pocket as you left. You pull them quickly over your hands, and then hesitantly you push down the door handle. It's open. The house inside is just as dark as it seemed from the outside. Every curtain has been shut, so not even the light of a streetlight can enter. You pull out your phone and turn on its flashlight. You make your way down a small hallway and are greeted with 2 different doors along your way. You can see a room that seems to be a living room at the end of the hallway. Let's go with the first door. You push open the first door. It's a normal bathroom. Look in the cabinet? You open the cabinet. You carefully push aside the towels and shampoo bottles in order to avoid creating a mess. In the end, though, you find nothing special. Look at the mirror. The way it reflects your face catches your attention. It is kind of distorted. As you take a closer look at the mirror, you notice that it isn't laying flat against the side wall. Your hands wander down the frame on each side, trying to find out what is lifting it. Then your fingertips feel something a little sharp underneath the mirror. Delicately, you pull it out. It is a piece of paper. I don't know what's going on. Things are happening around me. Weird things. I know that I'll probably sound crazy, but I feel like something or someone is after me. I don't know what they want, but they're getting more and more aggressive as the days pass by. I'm afraid for my life, and if you found this letter, I was right to do so. Right now, I cannot prove it yet, but if I find anything, I'll hide it in my safe. Remember, there seems to be a piece missing. You put the piece of paper in your pocket. Alright, guess we'll go back. Explore the second door. At the other side of the door is a cozy but messy office. Look in the trash bin. Nothing interesting is hiding in there. Look at the shelf. The shelf is stacked with all sorts of books, varying from books about insects to old classics. You open the cabinet door and find a safe. Enter the correct 4-digit code. The safe doesn't open. Okay, I don't know it. Look on the desk. You sigh as you stare at all the sheets of papers that are scattered all over the counter. You act less careful since it isn't like it was all tidy when you got there. As you yawn loudly, wanting to give up the search, you notice an envelope. You pick it up and notice that it is still sealed shut. You turn it around and your heart stops for a short moment. In pink ink, your name is written on the paper. You hesitate for a second, thinking about how this is a bad idea. You should just get rid of it. The less you know about this guy's business with you, the better. In the end, you are trying to find who killed him, not why he was obsessed with you. Then again, who knows if these two things aren't connected? Dear Cryptid, it feels weird to write you a letter although we haven't really talked before. I don't even know if I'll ever give you this. If you're seeing this, it means that I finally had enough courage to approach you. Thank you for reading my letter in the first place. I know that isn't a given. We are still strangers after all. I should probably start with explaining myself. I stayed at the hotel you work. I checked in a few weeks ago. Your colleague had served me because you were busy with another customer. I barely noticed you back then, to be honest. I wasn't in the best place mentally, you know? That's why I left home for a while. I had to get out, get a new perspective, or so I thought. In the end, what happened was I barely left my hotel room. Instead of enjoying some time off work and going out, I just stared at the ceiling the whole day. Then one day, I decided to have dinner at the buffet, and that's when I noticed you. You were talking to your coworker, and you guys were laughing about something. As I watched you two laugh, it was as if I could feel your joy inside of me. I don't know what it was, but it was as if we were connected or something. I caught myself watching you from afar for minutes. Then we made eye contact. I looked away because I realized that I was being a total creep. But when I looked back, I caught you still staring at me, and then you smiled. I still don't understand why you did that, or if it did mean something or not, but after that day I grabbed dinner every day. I found myself glimpsing over to you all the time. I started to wake up early in the morning so that I could have breakfast as well. I slept at a regular schedule again, which made me feel more energetic and motivated. And because the hours between breakfast and dinner seemed so unbearably long, I went outside. I became more active. I enjoyed my life again. And I wanted to say thank you. I know that you didn't actively help me, but it felt wrong to not show my gratitude. I don't know what it is, but this unspoken connection I feel between us saved me. I apologize if you don't feel this way, and I'm making you uncomfortable. Don't worry, I have no intention of approaching you. If you, for whatever reason, would want to contact me, you are more than welcome to do so. You have my contact saved in your computer. With the best wishes, Takuma Kiyo. Although the letter does have a slightly creepy vibe, it doesn't sound like something a deranged stalker would write. Then again, you don't remember ever seeing him before, let alone sharing a moment with him. Maybe he was pretending to be nice so that you wouldn't suspect anything. Maybe he became crazy after some time passed. No matter what it is, he is definitely a little delusional. You put the letter in your pocket. This is the type of evidence the police better not see. I guess we'll go back? Let's go to the room at the end of the hallway. On the left side of the room seems to be the living room, while the kitchen is on the right side. Let's go to the living room. There isn't much furniture here except another bookshelf, a TV, and a couch. In the right corner, you see another door. Look at the bookshelf. You find nothing except some book titles you've never heard before. Couch? You find nothing hiding between the pillows, but you know deep down that there's a place between heaven and hell that swallowed everything that got even close to its orbits. The cracks of the couch. In this moment, you are more than happy that you are wearing gloves. You dig deep and you feel things that you can't identify, which you are kind of glad about. You work your way forward with a disgusted look on your face until you have something that seems to be paper between your fingers. It is a piece of paper. The top part of it is missing, though. There's the story that is being told among the stars, a story about two lovers that lived on the planet Mars. They were content and grateful, for their life was so peaceful, but soon they shall learn that there was the third watching them from Saturn. Deep in him grew and sprouted a twisted obsession. All he wanted now was to make him his possession. His hunger devoured and raged like a typhoon, until one day he took what was his and carried it to Neptune. The lost lover tried with a brave heart to save his dear, but his efforts were in vain and his defeat was near. After 7 eternities of torture, the third finally ends the lover's misery and sends him away into the burning flames of Mercury. All that was left was a broken soul and a poisonous love, but their story will only be known to the stars up above. You put the piece of paper in your pocket. Look at the door. You find a bedroom behind the door. Clothes are scattered all over the place, and every content that used to be on top or inside furniture is now on the floor. It looks like someone has been looking for something. Since the rest of the house seems to be in normal condition, it is most likely that Takuma himself had tried to find something. Look at the bed. Both pillow and covers are already on the ground, which makes your search a little easier. You decide to lift up the mattress, but there isn't anything interesting. Nightstand. You open the drawer. Inside you find another letter. Think I'm going crazy. Things keep disappearing and appearing. Things that don't belong to me. Yesterday when I got home, I found a bucket of red paint hidden behind the washing machine. I never bought a bucket of paint, I'm sure of it. I really hoped that a nice vacation in the hotel would maybe help me, but no. Ever since I got back, things have been even crazier than before. This time, I know that it isn't just my imagination. I went to the police. They didn't seem to believe, but they did say that they'll look into it. They probably just think that I'm insane. But I know someone is watching me. I know it. This is getting weirder and weirder, you think to yourself. I think that maybe he was actually being followed. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he didn't seem like a bad guy. You put the paper into your pocket. Let's look at the closet. You open the closet door, and as you suspected, it is empty. Go back. Back. Let's go to the kitchen. The kitchen is quite nice and looks clean. Next to the fridge, there is another door leading into the next room. Look at the cabinets. Inside the cabinets, you find nothing but food and kitchen utensils. You are about to close them back up again when you notice something in the corner of your eye. One can is open. You pull the lid off of it and take out its contents. They're photos of you. Photos of you and your friend in the cafe, of you at home, of you at work, and many others. You start to feel sick. How long has he been watching you? You put the photos into your pocket. Look at the fridge. The fridge is almost completely empty. You find nothing unordinary. The door. You walk into the laundry room. It's pretty narrow with the washing machine that is propped against the wall. Look at the washing machine. There seems nothing off about the laundry machine itself, but you notice a stain next to it. As you inspect it closer, you can make out that it is a red circle. Look at the cabinets. You open the cabinets, but find nothing besides all kinds of soap and a stack of small towels. Look at the rack. The rack is filled with all kinds of boxes. In some you find Christmas lights, in others a huge amount of small figurines. After not being able to discover anything useful inside the containers, you start to lift them up one by one, in hopes to find an address or something. On one of the boxes you notice another letter that is taped on the bottom of it. I saw him the other day, but he didn't seem to recognize me. I was so confused that I just played along, but I'm starting to get worried. Feel like whoever is following me is following him as well. I need to tell him that he is in danger. I need to talk to him alone. I'm going to ask him tomorrow. Hopefully I can fix this. You get a weird feeling in your stomach. So this guy probably isn't our yandere. If I am guessing correctly, I could be wrong. But whoever killed him might be. Let's see. What are the planets again? Alright, I'm gonna try something with the safe. I think, if I'm correct, it might be the numbers of the planets? So, I had to look up this, but I do need it to get past it. Alright. I don't necessarily know who how the person who wrote the guide found that number, but the safe opens. Inside are a bunch of letters. One says, I'm watching every move you do. Do something I don't like, and you'll see just how ugly things can get. Leave the hotel and go back to where you came from. I am here now. He doesn't need you anymore. I will not allow anything or anyone to defy my plans. You will die knowing that he only thinks the worst of you. I'll make sure of it. I knew it! He's not our yandere. He's a little sussy, but he was not, I don't know, he didn't come off that way. Another. I saw you. Stay away. If I see you approach him one more time, I'll make sure that you can never become his. The last one reads, you tested your luck one too many times. I'll give you the choice. It's either you or him. I'm waiting for you in the Gutermann Street. You better hurry. I don't think he has a lot of time left. You put the letters into your pocket. Someone had been threatening Takuma for a while now. This is way more complicated than you had expected. So whoever was after him isn't some past stalker victim of his. Quite the contrary. Takuma is a victim as well, but how do these puzzle pieces fit together? Who is this person? And what about Takuma's letters you found? Then, suddenly, you hear the front door being opened. You quickly turn off your flashlight and hide underneath the desk. You hear heavy footsteps making their way down the hallway. Somebody had probably seen your flashlight through the windows and called the police. This is the worst. If they find you, you can kiss your freedom goodbye. Maybe they would be less harsh if you came out of hiding and tried to explain why. Cryptid. Your heart stops, and a cold sensation wraps around your body like a blanket. This doesn't sound like the police. You hold your hands in front of your mouth as your mind races. Your body starts shaking. You don't know what to do. You are frozen in fear. Then the footsteps stop. The silence is deafening. You don't move a single muscle, only your tears are making their way down your cheeks. Your lungs are hurting because of how long you've been holding your breath already, but you barely feel the pain. You almost think that they are gone when you hear the door to your room being pushed open. Cryptid, don't hide from me. You feel like throwing up. There's no way that he doesn't find you here. But what other options do you have? You have to think quickly. Grab a bunch of books and throw it at him. Oh, these are all really bad. Let's keep hiding. But before you can even act, you hear another pair of footsteps rushing down the hallway. Police! Hands where I can see them! The man in your room doesn't waste a second. He throws the chair through the window, breaking it. Then, like a phantom, he jumps out. It is quiet for a second, and you are not sure what had happened, but then you hear a familiar voice calling out to you. Is anyone here? Hello? Officer Castellanos! I'm here! After saying these words, you slowly get up, making sure to not do any sudden moves. As you see Officer Castellanos standing in the doorway staring at you, partially relieved, partially angry. Are you hurt? You shake your head. Good. You are aware that you committed a crime tonight. You nod. You know what? I'm too tired for this. Go home. No, that seems unsafe. Although you are scared to be alone at home after everything that has happened, you don't want to press the matter further, since you are clearly being let off the hook. Officer Castellanos is kind enough to drive you back home. Before you get out, he stops you. I'm going to stay out here for the night, just to make sure that this guy from before doesn't pay you a visit. So don't worry. Major weight has been lifted from your heart. You were unbelievably glad that he is going to watch over your house. Knowing that, you'll sleep comfortably tonight. You head inside after thanking him. As you enter your bedroom, you pull out all the letters you had collected. Since the cat was out of the bag now anyway, you should bring what you found to the police. You check everything on top of the closet, and after a quick peek outside, checking that Officer Castellanos is still out there, you lay down. Cryptid. Huh? Cryptid. This voice, it's so familiar. You have to listen to me. Takuma? Yes, it's me. Where am I? You're dreaming, don't worry. You are safe. I'm dreaming? But I've never dreamed ever since I came here. You're right, you shouldn't be dreaming in the first place. But this is, well, a special occasion. You need to listen to me, I don't have much time. But I have so many questions. I was at your house. I found the letters. Like I said, I don't have much time. But one question I think I can answer. Hurry though. Who killed you? The person who has been following me, but you probably guessed as much. I don't have any further information about them. I'm sorry. Now you need to listen. I can already feel that I'm being pulled away from you. You are in great danger. The reason why this person was following and killed me is because I got too close to you. They want you. You hear me? Ever since I saw you in the hotel, weird things started to happen. Wait, that's right. You don't remember ever meeting me before the time we bumped into each other. You nod. We did meet. We had a nice dinner together. We were... Never mind. Now, what is going on with this story? We forgot him, probably, then. But why? You contacted me after I gave you the envelope. What is going on? The envelope? But I found it at your house, and it was still sealed shut. What? That's bad. Really bad. You need to remember something, okay? It is very, very important. What is my favorite fruit? What? I know this sounds crazy, but you need to answer my question. You have to find the answer. It has to be somewhere. Maybe not here, but somewhere else. Find it, then tell me. What is your favorite fruit? I sincerely don't know. Blueberry? Cryptid. That's wrong. Happened. Oh, this is wild. I don't know what's going on, but I love this. And I'm feeling sad. And with that, he disappears, and you wake up in your bed, wondering if this had just been a dream or something else. You decide that it probably was. While I feel that it's some sort of vision, let's go with just a dream. The fact that you couldn't answer his question correctly leaves a foul taste in your mouth, but you try not to think about it. Instead, you get up and look out the window. The police cars disappeared. Officer Castellanos probably left early this morning. You gather all the evidence you have collected and stuff them in a bag. You know that this might be a bad idea. You are already the prime suspect in a murder investigation. You were caught in the house of the victim, and now you're gonna present them stolen items. And still, you feel as if this is the best thing you can do. The house has already been searched by the police, according to the tape, and you still found many things that are crucial to this case. That's why this one line from one of the letters keeps popping up in your mind. I think I'm going crazy. Things keep disappearing and appearing. What if everything you had found hadn't been there when the police came over in the first place? You can't stop wondering, and that's why, despite the risks, you decide that you need to show these things to the police. Good morning. How may I help you? Oh, it's you again. When the secretary notices you, he stops typing into his computer. Instead, he stares at you as if he doesn't want to miss any of your movements. You can't help but feel a little... I would be uncomfortable personally, so uncomfortable. I need to speak to Officer Castellanos. It's important. Oh, I'm sure it is. You open your mouth to say something, but before you can, he is already holding the phone, placing his index fingers onto his lips. Yes, hello? Officer Castellanos? Yes, here is someone who needs to talk to you. It's urgent. Okay. I'll send him in. Follow me. And just like last time, the secretary gets up from his chair and leads you down the hallway until you reach the familiar door. Just wait here. You nod. But he doesn't walk away like last time. Instead, he just lingers for a while, observing you. You want to say something, but the sudden tense atmosphere is so strong that it leaves you too heavy-chested to even mutter a word. Fascinating. He's not our stalker, is he? And with that, he walks back, leaving you standing alone in the hallway, your head filled with questions. As you hear the door in the back fall shut, the one in front of you opens and Officer Castellanos towers over you. Good morning. He doesn't continue. Instead, he just holds the door open for you, looking back into his office. As you walk past him, you contemplate if you should bring up the weird encounter you just had. In the end, though, you decide against it. You take place where you sat before, pulling your bag onto your lap. It's a good thing you came by today. We need to talk about what you did last night. You got a free pass yesterday because of what happened, but that doesn't work today. You broke into the house of the person whose murder you are being accused of. Do you have any idea what that even means for you? I know, and I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Sorry doesn't quite cut it. You really screwed yourself with that little stunt of yours. What do you mean? He sighs as he glides his hands over his face. It means that you gave us more proof. You were in his house for crying out loud. Obviously, we assumed that you were trying to hide evidence. No, I wasn't. Quite the contrary. You throw your bag onto the table and open it. Officer Castellanos bent over the counter and to throw a quick glance into it. When he catches a glimpse, he slams his fist onto the desk and throws himself into the back of his chair. Oh, no. This better not be what I think it is. I found some evidence and... Stop! Did you not hear me saying this better not be what I think it is? But it is. Jesus Christ. Please. You have to hear me out. I have proof that it wasn't me. That's not how this works. He isn't listening to you. You have to convince him to give you a chance. You have to show him something that immediately grabs his attention. Probably the pictures then? You pull out the pictures and scatter them all over his desk. Officer Castellanos stops his monologue and peers down at them. Is this you? Yes. Where did you find these? In cabinets. You can probably find fingerprints on them, so you know that I didn't just take them or something. We already have the suspicions that he was kind of a creep. But, Cryptid, are you aware that you just presented me a motive? What? If he stalked you, that gives you a motive. He's right. This was probably not the best choice. I don't know. Let's show him this letter in particular, the one where it says that I am in danger as well. Why would Takuma assume that I was in danger as well if I was the one who did it in the first place? Plus, this also explains why we met each other twice. He was actively looking for me. That might be true, but he also talks about how you two have met before. Do you have any idea what he means? Or did you lie when you testified that you didn't know him? I found out that he stayed in a hotel I worked in. He checked in at my colleague's desk. That's probably where he knows me from. We have so many customers going in and out, it's hard to keep track. He is right. I didn't recognize him. Even now that I know, his face doesn't ring any bells. The letter that talked about the things disappearing in Takuma's house. I don't remember ever seeing him at the police station. One of my colleagues must have filed the report, but I don't recall ever receiving it. Weird. I need to check all our files later. You want to continue, but Officer Castellanos stops you with a hand gesture. I heard enough. Cryptid. I'm sorry. I know you tried to prove your innocence here, but I'm afraid you did quite the contrary. Please put your hands behind your head. Your eyes widen as Officer Castellanos gets up from his chair. What are you doing? Put your hands behind your head. You do as you're told, but you still couldn't believe what is happening. Then you feel the cold sensation of metal around your wrists. Cryptid, you are being arrested for the murder of Takuma Kiyo. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Interesting. I truly did not expect this outcome. Though it is rather amusing, I think everyone involved would appreciate a different path to get to the point where you are now. Don't you think so too? Forget what I said. You can't really judge that since you don't know what's going on behind this black screen. Did it pique your curiosity? Then how about you give this another try? Hope you saved. Oh, I did. A lot. Ending 1 out of 4. Okay, I got the standard first ending. Then I will probably follow a guide for the rest of them. And I'll try and get some choices that I didn't get, but certain choices like foods, etc. don't seem to matter much, like what we dress in. Like, I'll see if they change dialogue, but... Alright, so we're back here with this. I believe ending 2 starts off here. So let's show him the threatening letter instead of pictures of you. You pull out the threatening letters and scatter them all over the desk. Officer Castellanos stops his monologue and peers down at them. Where did you find these? These were in his safe. You are aware that we have people that can check if this is your handwriting even if you try to fake it. Yes, but this isn't mine, so I have nothing to worry about. Well, if that's true, then that would be some good evidence. Alright, I think, show him the letter where Takuma says that he was being watched by someone. You present him the letter. If I was the one who was following him, why would he approach me in the first place? Well, he obviously never saw the person who followed him, so it isn't unimaginable that he came up to you despite you being his follower. I mean, it is rather strange that you bumped into him twice in 2 days and that you knew where he lived. We're gonna do this. I think we're gonna end up with ending 1 again because I want to get all these options, but I will get ending 2 properly in just a second. Show him the letter that was directed at you. To be honest, I don't really see how this helps your case. This just proves you are further involved with this guy than you testified. If anything, this made your situation worse. You want to continue, but Officer Castellanos stops you with a hand gesture. I heard enough. Cryptid. I'm sorry, I know that you tried to prove your innocence here, but I'm afraid you did quite the contrary. Here we are to get ending 2. Show him the threatening letter. Or letters, excuse me. Officer Castellanos stops his monologue and peers down at them. Where did you find these? These were in his safe. You are aware that we have people that can check if this is your handwriting, even if you try to fake it. Yes, but this isn't mine, so I have nothing to worry about. Well, if that's true, then that would be some good evidence. Alright, and... I think that one where Takuma says that we are in danger as well? Why would Takuma assume that I was in danger as well if I was the one who did it in the first place? Plus, this also explains why we met each other twice. He was actively looking for me. That might be true, but he also talks about how you two have met before. Do you have any idea what he means? Or did you lie when you said that you testified that you didn't know him? Alright. Let's show him the letter that talked about things disappearing in Takuma's house. I don't remember ever seeing him at the police station. One of my colleagues must have filed the report, but I don't recall ever receiving it. Weird. I need to check all of our files later. For a while, Officer Castellanos just stares at you blankly. You can almost hear the gears in his head turning. Then, once again, he lets out a deep and tired sigh as he buries his face in his hands. Listen, this is pretty damn good evidence you got there. But you found them, which is why they're basically useless. But I want to catch the killer as much as you do, so I'll try to find a way around this dilemma. Don't get your hopes up just yet. Though they're good, they won't be able to save your ass completely. This is a small town. A murderer running around is the last thing we need. Everyone in here just wants to close this case as quickly as possible so that everyone can go back to their normal lives. And here you are, their perfect scapegoat. You see where I'm going with this? They want to pin this on me. Exactly. Which means that we need to give them something that they can't just ignore. Like the murder weapon or another witness. Your situation just seems to get worse and worse. Apparently the whole police department is just ready to throw you behind bars. Your conversation continues on for a while. He promises you that he will do everything in his power to prove your innocence, but that he reminds you that he can't guarantee anything. With a defeated feeling inside your chest, you leave the police station, ignoring the piercing gaze of the secretary. You had enough with all these creepy guys. You needed a break, a small taste of a normal life. It's still early in the morning, so you decide to go to the cafe for a while. There you order. I do believe this is not going to matter, but let's do an omelet. After your food arrives, you pull out your phone and plug in your headphones. You scroll through UsTube, trying to find something interesting. You choose to watch... Oh, what would I watch? I love these titles. Let's play Madoka's House of Horrors. Why West Europe's next good model should no longer run on TV. Schnick Schnack said that they couldn't watch this movie. Gigi's Giga Gorilla Mania. Testing all trending makeup products. Let's do the Let's Play. Hello everybody, my name is Romatrom and welcome back to another horror game. Now if this game seems familiar to you, you are correct. I played the demo version a few months ago and I thought it looked rather promising. It did have a different title though, I think. Million, what was it called again? Ah, yes, as I remember. Can you show them a short clip where I got jump scared in that playthrough? Thank you. After ordering another snack and watching numerous videos, you decide it is time to call it a day. You pay the bill and leave. Outside, you get hit by a fresh and comforting breeze. You close your eyes and enjoy the sensation on your face and the air entering your lungs. You have managed to keep all your thoughts at bay during your stay at the cafe. Leaving it almost feels like entering a new world. Your head seems clearer, and your thoughts more focused. Officer Castellanos has your back. You don't have to deal with this alone. On your way back, you let your mind race, trying to find a different perspective, or something you haven't considered yet. But nothing. You sigh as you walk down your street. No matter how you look at it, it seems like you have done everything you could have possibly done. It is a rather frustrating situation, especially now that you know you're up against the authorities as well. At home, you kick off your shoes and head straight towards your bedroom. That's when you see it, in the corner of your eye. The broken window of your living room. You don't move. Instead, you listen closely. At first, there's nothing. But then, steps. You don't wait another second and lock the bedroom door behind you. Quickly, but quietly, you jump into the closet and pull out your phone. With shaking fingers, you type in the number. Police Department of Mayside Park, how may I help you? Officer Castellanos? Is that you? Your voice trembles as you whisper into your phone. Cryptid? Yes, it's me. Are you okay? Someone is in my house. Do they know that you're there? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, I'm coming. Are you hidden? Yes. Okay, stay there. Unfortunately, there's no one working today. I can give the phone to the secretary if you don't want to be alone. Yes, please? Okay. You hear some rustling and steps coming from the speaker, but inside your house, it has become quiet. Okay, I'm off now. Hang in there, okay? Hello? Hello? Officer Castellanos told me that I should tell you that you should avoid speaking as much as possible. Instead, I'm supposed to calm you down by telling you that you are going to be fine. So, yeah, you will be fine, alright? Trust me, this might seem like a horrible thing, but I can assure you that you will like the outcome. What? This is creepy. I don't think the secretary is supposed to say something like this. No talking. We don't want something to happen to you now, do we? Cryptid. Your blood runs cold as you hear your name echoing through your house. You cover your mouth with your hand. It is the same voice as last time at Takuma's house. He's here. I have a question for you. You hear the footsteps getting closer. It is hard for you to stay calm. Every part of your body is tingling from the adrenaline, and your stomach feels like throwing up. Both your legs and your butt have become numb from your seated position. Are you perhaps hiding in the closet? That's when the door to your bedroom slams open, and quick steps rush towards you. Everything happens so fast. Before you can even fathom what is happening, you are already pulled out of your hiding place and thrown onto the ground. You hit your head against the leg of your bed, leaving you disoriented for a minute, which gives the offender enough time to squat down in front of you and hold a knife against your throat. Hello, Angel. Although you had barely seen him last time, you are sure that this is the same man. I am so happy we finally get to really see each other. I mean, I have seen you many, many times before, but it's kind of cold when it's only one-sided, you know. But now you are looking right at me. Your gaze makes my whole body tremble in ecstasy. So many nights have I dreamed about touching you, holding you. You feel deeply sick, but as he goes on about his sick dreams, you notice a piece of glass from the bottle that had fallen down when he pushed you onto the ground. Carefully, you move your hand towards the shard, making sure that he isn't looking. You almost have it when he stomps onto your wrist with his foot. You let out a pain scream and pull your hand back. Angel, you're not really thinking about killing me, are you? He looks at you for a second, then his gaze wanders down to his knife and he starts laughing. Oh wait, yeah, I get it. I am the one with the knife here, right? But don't worry, I won't use it. At least not as long as you answer my question. Where is the box? What box? Oh, come on. Don't play dumb. That doesn't suit you. The box you took from Takuma's dead body. Now that I think about it, that's pretty fucked up. No wonder that they think you did it. You keep stealing evidence. But that's why I love you. And because I love you so much, I don't want to hurt you. So tell me, where is the box? Why do you need it? Why? It's the only thing that would get me into jail. The only thing that stands between me and you and our future. Give it to me, and I'll let you live. Believe me, I really don't want to do it either. He just wants the box. If you give it to him, he will let you live. It's that simple. Don't give him the box. Don't give him the box. Don't give him the box. Well, don't give him the box? You can't give him the box. Never. Even if he kills you, you can't give him the box. He doesn't deserve it. You have taken care of it for so long. You won't hand it over. The person who deserved it the most is dead, and now it's back in your hands. He cannot have it. No. No. Are you sure? I will never give it to you. Oh boy. Oh, Angel. I wish you hadn't said that. I really do. The man's eyes reflect something far from human. It is as if he has turned into a beast-like creature with nothing left in his chest than the pure urge to devour anything in its way. He wraps his hand around your neck as he lifts his knife in the air. You can feel yourself forgetting everything. You forget who you are, who you call your family, and even your home. Everything disappears from your mind. You are nothing but the mere moment here. There is no more personality that you call yours, and no more dreams that kept you going through the darkest time. The knife is now being pressed deep into your skin, but you don't feel it. You are no longer there, not really, at least. You are no longer in this room. You are the room. You move as far away from this agony as you can. And then, when you reach the furthest corner, you hear someone yelling, "Put your hands up where I can see them!" You don't know what happened after that. Everything just suddenly becomes black. You hear a gunshot, and then silence. You stay in complete darkness for a while. You don't know if you have lost consciousness, or if this is due to you hitting your head before, but you enjoyed the silence and emptiness. It takes a while before you open your eyes again. In front of you, the blurry image of Officer Castellanos squatting down to you. Oh, thank God. Jesus Christ, you scared me. What happened? He tried to flee, but I caught him. He tried to stab me, so well, that doesn't matter now. You look around. Only now you notice that Officer Castellanos had propped you against the closet. The closet. The box. The box! You want to jump onto your feet, but couldn't do it as energetic as you anticipated. Your legs feel like pudding, and your whole head is spinning. We were about to die. I do not blame us. Wait. Sit back down. You need to rest. No, I have to check something. With a little help from Castellanos, you are able to stand straight. You reach out and try to find what you're looking for on top of the closet. When your fingertips finally hit the familiar wooden surface, you sigh in relief. You pick up the box and sit back down. What's in there? You inspect it for a while, then mutter, I think the murder weapon. Officer Castellanos' eyes widen. There is a moment of silence. You know you have to give him the box. If the murder weapon is in there, it has stayed untouched ever since it has been used, which means that it would be the evidence you need for your freedom. But it isn't easy. This box, something about it made it hard for you to let go. But you had to. You had to. I think I have to. Give him the box. Here, this will prove my innocence. You bury your face into your hands, the exhaustion that has been building up the last few days hitting you now all at once. This soon will have an end, and then you can go back to your normal life and... Finally. What? You lift your head to ask what Officer Castellanos means with that, but as you do, it's darkness that stares back at you. Not the type of darkness that appears when you turn the lights off, but lack of anything. An endless void. Officer Castellanos? Where are you? The one you call Joseph Castellanos doesn't exist, my dear. What? Who are you? Oh, we've met. Many, many times. Who are you? I have many names, but you can call me Azurio. Where are we? We are in my realm. Your realm? What does that mean? Well, one can say that I'm not from this world, or at least beyond what you consider reality. Then why am I here? Why? Because I wanted you. It's that simple. You wanted me? What does that even mean? I've been watching you for a while now. Even before you started playing this game. But I could never catch you. No matter what I tried, I wasn't able to grab you. But then I saw you download this game, and I realized that I might not be able to reach into your reality, but maybe in another. A game? What game? I have no idea what you're talking about. That's okay. Someone does. You're a mere vessel of the person I truly wanted. And now, with this, you will forever be mine. In his hands is your box. He softly strokes it, watching with beaming eyes. I'm sure that you already noticed that you have a connection with this box. Do you want me to show you why? Yes? He starts to put in the code. You know, I've always known this code, but one can't just take the box. No, it has to be given to one by you. So when I killed Takuma, I couldn't pick it up myself. I still can't get over the fact that you had already given it to him after just one dinner. That's when the lid opens. What's this? A letter from Takuma? Disgusting. His arrogance was the death of him. This boy really thought that a script and some game code would assure him a future with you. He throws the letter at the ground, or at least what seems to be the ground. It glides towards you without him noticing. It was a poem, seemingly for you. A poem for my starlight. People always told me that I will find love too. Everyone has a soulmate, they said. At first, I didn't believe them, but everything changed. As you walked into my life, and now I just keep on wondering, how did I ever doubt love? Somehow, it feels familiar. Maybe if you had remembered it before, you wouldn't be in this place right now. Maybe if you had taken a closer look, you would have found the answer you were looking for. But now, it's too late. You quickly put it in your pocket, making sure it stays undefiled. When you look back up, you immediately feel your whole body go stiff, and you feel like throwing up. In his hands is a heart. A real heart. You want to avert your eyes, but the sight captures you entirely. Your eyes widen in horror, but you can't help but unconsciously move back. Everything in your body tells you to run away, when you realize that the heart is still beating. How? Recognize this. This is what you were willing to pay for a quick romance. Since years I've been after this magnificent thing, and you gave it away with a mere click. My heart. Beautiful, isn't it? And now it belongs to me. You belong to me. You are mine. Mine, and only mine. Nobody will ever look at you. You are for my eyes only. You'll never leave my side from now on. He moves towards you in slow and elegant steps. You try to get up to run, even though deep down you know that there is nowhere to run to. But before you could even lift yourself from the ground, he forces you back down onto your knees with a quick motion with his index finger. He doesn't speak up. Instead, he continues walking towards you. You try again and again and again, but you always end up where you started, until he is finally standing in front of you. There he stands for a second, his eyes watching you closely, with a smile on his lips. You can run. You can hide. You can even try to fight me. He leans down towards you, glaring deep into your eyes. But I'll always find you and bring you back. He grabs your chin softly and pulls you closer to his face. You feel his breath stroking your cheeks as you are being captured by his eyes. His gaze wanders down to your face only to rest upon your lips. His fingers caress your skin so gently, as if you are made out of porcelain. You almost get deceived by his touch, but then his eyes stare once again into your own, and his grip turned firm. And no matter how hard you try to fight me, you'll always be mine. The last thing you feel are lips pressed hungrily onto yours, then a hand with long fingers and sharp fingertips grabbing the back of your head, pulling you closer until you feel your strength leaving your body. And then everything becomes black, and your heart stops beating. And ending 2 of 4. Holy crap, that was an ending. Ooh, I'll have to go and get the other ones now, but wow. This game turned out to be way different than I expected. Alright, I'll see you as I try to get the other endings. Alright, so now we're going to work on getting ending 3. I think it has to start from the dream. Since this recording has gone on pretty long, I don't know how many alternate choices I will go back and get. Anywho. Huh? Cryptid. This voice, it's so familiar. You have to listen to me. Takuma? Yes, it's me. Where am I? You're dreaming. Don't worry. You are safe. I'm dreaming? But I've never dreamed ever since I came here. You're right. You shouldn't be dreaming in the first place. But this is, well, a special occasion. You need to listen to me. I don't have much time. But I have so many questions. I was at your house. I found the letters. Like I said, I don't have much time. But one question I think I can answer. Hurry, though. I'm gonna, get all of these just to do. So, last time I think we got... let's see. The letters in the safe, are they about me? Yes, they are. I know that most of these are very confusing to you, but everything will make sense. I promise. Now, you need to listen. Alright. Let's go to... Why were you stalking me? You got it all wrong. The time we met in the city was total coincidence. I was looking for you the other time, but only because I wanted to talk to you. One-on-one. But I guess I came across a little creepy. I'm really sorry. Now you need to listen. Wait, we went with who killed you, didn't we, the first time? Oh gosh, now I can't remember. Who wrote you these threatening letters? I don't know who they are, nor what they look like. I only know that they are after you, and they aren't afraid to walk over dead bodies, as you probably have noticed. Now you need to listen. I can already feel that I'm being pulled away from you. You are in great danger. The reason why this person was following and killed me is because I got too close to you. They want you. You hear me? Ever since I saw you in the hotel, weird things started to happen. Wait, that's right. You don't remember ever meeting me before the time we bumped into each other. You nod. We did meet. We had a nice dinner together. We were... Never mind. You contacted me after I gave you the envelope. The envelope? But I found it at your house, and it was still sealed shut. What? Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. You need to remember something, okay? It's very, very important. What is my favorite fruit? What? I know this sounds crazy, but you need to answer my question. You have to find the answer. It has to be somewhere. Maybe not here, but... somewhere else. Find it and then tell me. I think that's correct. Peach. Takuma smiles. Wonderful Starlight. I knew I could count on you. You did so great. Almost immediately after this encounter, you arise with your eyes wide open. You don't have time to even try to reflect back on what you had just witnessed, because your mind is suddenly flooded by images and memories you have never seen. What is this? What are these memories? Are these really yours? But why can you only now recall them? But it's all just a blur. Nothing is really clear. Could it be... Is this linked with what Takuma said? The reason for the code word? A code to unlock your memories. Peach. Peach. The letter! You remember. Takuma gave you this letter after he asked you to become his lover back in the hotel. The hotel. Dinner. Takuma. Yes, you remember. But what happened after that? You try to make sense out of these tangled memories, but everything stays cloudy. Maybe if you go back to the hotel, everything will become clearer. You change quickly into whatever clothes you manage to find and rush out the door. The hotel is a little further, so you decide to take the bus. You're jittery during the whole ride. You chew nervously at your nails, imagining what you would find at your destination. The 1,000 questions that are running through your mind are turning your head into a loud mess that almost makes you miss your stop. In the last second, you jump up and stumble onto the pavement. The hotel stretches up to the dark sky, looming over the town and its residents. Now that you know that, in it, a part of you is being held captive, the building seems almost threatening and foreign. Ignoring your rapid heartbeat and your short breaths, you push open the large door and walk into what used to be a familiar entrance. At the front desk is a woman you barely ever talk to, but she recognizes you. Therefore, she doesn't even bat an eye when you walk right past her into the dining hall. Breakfast finished an hour ago, so there are no guests sitting at the tables, which means you could walk around as much as you want. But on what table did you two have your dinner? You have no idea, which means you just have to get a feel for each part of the room in hopes that your memory gets triggered. Let's check out some of these first. Go to the front. Here you feel nothing except PTSD from your shifts. Go to the buffet. The seats close to the buffet also leave you empty-handed. Back? You walk to the tables in the far back, but your mind stays quiet. Go to the windows. As you walk past the row of tables at the window, an image suddenly appears in front of your inner eye. Oh, Takuma, this is the cutest anyone has ever written to me. I'm glad. Cryptid, I really enjoyed the past few days. I feel so safe when I'm by your side. I feel home, you know? And oh my god, this is really embarrassing. I wanted to ask you if I can be your lover. I never heard anyone ask it like that. Can you please not focus on that? If you want to reject, just please hurry. My heart feels like it's about to burst open. Reject you? Never. Does that mean... Your hand glides over the fresh tablecloth. How could you have forgotten this moment? Why did you forget Takuma? Takuma. The images of Takuma's cold and lifeless body suddenly creeps into your head once again. You open your mouth, not to speak, but to gasp for air. Your chest has fallen heavy, and your vision becomes blurry. You left him in that fucking dirty alley, lying between trash and filth. You walked away. You left him alone. Him, the one who only ever wanted what was best for you. Your gaze wanders around the room as you desperately try to blink the tears and guilt away. The moment you lay eyes upon the back door, new memories crawl into your mind. Yes, I just finished my shift. I'll be careful on my way home. Don't worry too much. All right. Text me when you get home. I will. Good night. Night. Love you. Love you too. I guess we're leaving the hotel. Right. After the dinner, you still had to work, and Takuma went home to unpack his stuff. You follow your memories through the back door. As you step out into the warm morning breeze, you are immediately met with a sudden pain that feels like someone has just punched you in the gut. Something has happened here before. Something bad. Let's go to the parking lot. You wander between parked cars and hedges, but nothing triggers your memory. Benches? You sit down onto the bench you and your friend always took place when you both had to take a break, but nothing. Alright, basement stairs. The moment your foot touches the top of the stairs, a chill runs down your spine, and the pain from before reappears. Hello? Is someone there? I need help! A child? Hey! Yes, I'm here. Where are you? I'm down here, in the basement. I hurt myself. I think I broke my foot or something. Hold on. I'm coming. You stare down the staircase leading to the basement. The voice of the little child is even now still echoing in your ears, as if it is still calling out for you. You swallow hard as you make your way down the stairs. Hey, I'm coming. Hold on. Hurry! I'm scared. But you can't go any further because the basement door is locked with a code? You don't remember there ever being such a lock on this door. What's going on? You look around in order to find some sort of clue, or maybe a different way to get this open. Instead, you notice something on the ground. It's a tie clip. You turn it in hopes that it might trigger a memory, but nothing. Just an ordinary clip. Out of habit, you stuff it inside your pocket. As you continue to inspect the basement door closer, your phone starts to ring. Hello? Oh, Cryptid, this is Officer Castellanos speaking. You need to come to the station. We need to talk about what happened last night. You sigh. You had known that this would happen eventually, but the timing can't be any worse. All right, I'm on my way. Good morning. How may I help? Oh, it's you again. When the secretary notices you, he stops typing into his computer. Instead, he stares at you as if he doesn't want to miss any of your movements. You can't help but feel a little... Let's go with excited. Yes, Officer Castellanos needs to talk to me. He called me before. Don't worry, I know already. You open your mouth to say something, but before you can, he is already holding the phone, placing his index finger onto his lips. Yes, hello? Officer Castellanos? Yes, he is here. Okay. I'll send him in. Follow me. And just like last time, the secretary gets up from his chair and leads you down the hallway until you reach the familiar door. Just wait here. You nod, but he doesn't walk away like last time. You smell funny. Excuse you? But he just turns around and leaves. You watch him in disgust, not really knowing what to think. Let me go back and try the other one. What? Okay, it's the same. Then the door flies open. You're here. Good. Then let's get right to it. He holds the door open for you, looking back into his office. As you walk past him, you contemplate if you should bring up the weird encounter you just had. You take place, where you sat before, pulling your bag onto your lap. It's a good thing you came by today. We need to talk about what you did last night. You got a free pass yesterday because of what happened, but that doesn't work today. You broke into the house of the person whose murder you are being accused of. Do you have any idea what that means for you? I know, and I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Sorry doesn't quite cut it. You really screwed yourself with that little stunt of yours. What do you mean? He sighs as his hands glide over his face. It means that you gave us more proof. You were in his house, for crying out loud. Obviously, we assumed that you were trying to hide evidence. No, I wasn't. Quite the contrary. You jump to your feet in horror, but as you do, something falls out of your pocket. Officer Castellanos bends down to pick it up and smiles in delight. My tie clip. Where did you find it? Your eyes become dry as you stare at your bag, listening to his words. He is an officer. It isn't weird for him to have been at the basement of the hotel where the victim had stayed. But why are your hands shaking then? Cryptid? You can't move. Something feels off. There is something in your head that is trying to warn you, a faint memory, but you just can't remember. What's wrong? His voice sounds so distorted. Why is that? Why does he sound like that? You don't dare to look up. You bury your fingers deeper and deeper into your legs. Your whole body is tense. I asked you a question, Cryptid. His voice is closer than before. You feel his presence looming over you, and you could have sworn that you can see a grimace lurking at the edges of your point of view. You have to regain your composure, quickly. The more you wait, the more suspicious he will become. With a smile on your lips, you lift your head and say, sorry, I spaced out. I just realized that I forgot what I wanted to show you at home. Officer Castellanos is sitting in front of you like he was before, but you know what you had seen. I hope it isn't something like stolen evidence. No. Well, I mean, it is evidence, but not stolen. If we're done here, I can go and quickly grab it. Officer Castellanos sighs. You really are going to get me fired, you know. Okay, go and get it. I'll be right here. You take the hint and get up. But before you can even open the door, you can feel someone standing right behind you. Don't get in any more trouble though, okay? You see the blurry image of what is behind you in the reflection of the door handle. No, I won't. I promise. And with that, you quickly leave the office. Your lungs are burning in your rapidly lifting and descending chest. Every muscle in your body aches, and you feel vomit crawl up in your throat. But no matter how quickly and how far you ran, the image is still right in front of you. The foul figure that had been looming behind you mere minutes ago. It is burned into your skull. It is no longer fear you feel. It is absolute terror. There is no way that you would head home now, not after telling Officer Castellanos that that's the place you would go to. Instead, you jump once again into the next bus and run back to the hotel. It has become darker outside, so the path to the hotel doesn't seem so pleasant anymore. You walk into the building, targeting the same woman that had been sitting at the front desk before as well. Hey, Mary, wasn't it? Yes, what's up? I have a question. Did someone come to change the lock on the old basement door? Basement door? No. Why? So you don't know about some code either? No. The boss gave us all a key that should normally open the door. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyway, thanks a lot. No problem. You know that looking for further clues is just a waste of time, but you still do. In a panic, you pace up and down the courtyard. In the end, you resort on trying to guess the combination. You kneel in front of the lock and start. 6391. Nothing. 2854. Nothing. 9172. I know that guessing is your best bet right now, but that's really an inefficient way to do it. You jump up and trip over your own feet in the process. As you turn around, ready to run depending on who or what you would discover, you see a hooded figure. You take a step back, but your back immediately hits the door behind you. Who are you? What do you want? Oh, believe me, this has nothing to do with what I want anymore. No, I'm here because someone asked me to be. Someone? Who do you mean? I mean the same person who helped you regain your memory. Takuma. My poor boy. He really didn't deserve all of this. He loves you so much. And how did you thank him? By treating him like scum and robbing his body. If you had just cared a little more about him than yourself, you would have seen that he was still alive. His whole purpose was to keep you safe and happy, and what did you do? Leave him to die in a dirty alley. He was still alive? No. That can't be true. He had been... Don't pretend to care. It only makes me want to gag. If it were up to me, I would let this thing take you. But I know that Takuma would never recover if something were to happen to you. Take this. The hooded figure gives you a piece of paper. But you can't read it. Your mind is just too full. And the sudden tears make it hard to see. What did they mean by he was still alive? No. They are lying. They have to be. There's no way he was. That you just... There's still too much in your head. Too many things to worry about. The police station, the murderer in the house, the stalker, Officer Castellanos, the box, and the fact that you let Takuma die. All these messed up things that happened in the last few days. But especially, you throw up. Ew. You stare at the paper. Would you regain your memories if you opened this door? Do you even want to remember? You're already being crushed by the weight of your memories. The guilt. He was alive, and you walked away. You treated him like a criminal. But you didn't know. You didn't know. You had no idea who Takuma was. You didn't remember him. He had just been a stranger to you. Just a stranger. Takuma had been just a stranger to you. You killed Takuma. Your Takuma. You throw up again. How about you stop redecorating the floor and instead open the door? You have no choice. You have to do it. You owe it to him. You glance up at the hooded figure. You want to be mad, but you can't. You know they were right. You clean the corners of your mouth with the sleeves of your shirt, ignoring the disgusted grunt coming from behind you. I'm gonna read it. You are looking for 4 numbers. The last number is, in their normal order, the bigger neighbor of the second number. When you multiply the third number with half of the first number, you get the second number. God, I'm bad at word problems. The third is an odd number, while the second is an even number. The check sum is 20. Alright. If I did this correctly, it is going to be 4, 6, 3, 7. 4 and 6 is 10, 3 and 7 is 10, so 4, 6, 3, 7. I am bad at math, so let's hope I got this right. The door opens. You turn around in glee to report to the figure, but they had already disappeared. With no time to waste, you enter the room, patting down the walls inside. When your fingers finally hit what they've been looking for, and a somber light floats into the room, you are hit with a suffocating feeling. And then you remember. Hello? Kid? Where are you? I can't hear you anymore. Kid? You are too kind for this world, love. It saddens me greatly, knowing that nobody appreciates it. What? Don't worry, soon I'll save you from this cruel and filthy world. Please, I beg you, don't hurt me. Oh, don't worry, darling, I would never. I just have to make sure that this little rat can no longer cloud your mind with empty words and superficial love. Every muscle in your body tenses up, and every limb becomes cold. You can't believe your eyes. Your mind is blank, and so loud at the same time. You stagger forward, deeper into the cellar, your eyes glued onto the opposite wall. Each step is heavy and limp. You are shaking violently at this point, but you still couldn't look away. On the wall, right in front of you, are pictures of you. Not of you. Of you. I guess it's supposed to be me. I would be really disturbed if that was the case. You have to support yourself on the table that stands against said wall. How? How is this possible? Isn't this just a... No, you have to focus. You cannot panic right now. You push away every thought and ignore the trembling of your hands as you go through the documents that are lying around. You find an image of where you live, but you throw that to the ground. You search and search, but all these pictures and files only make you more and more agitated and terrified. There are so many. What does this thing want of you? What even is it? What happened here to you back then? What did he do to you? You don't notice your heartbeat getting faster and your breathing becoming quicker. Instead, you just keep going because you just couldn't admit defeat. Defeat? Defeat against what? You don't even know what you're up against. You have to find something. Each document is being looked at multiple times, and each picture turned in all of the directions. Your vision starts to get blurry. It's getting harder and harder to move. Desperation and fear crawl up your legs, making them weak. Then, when the fear has finally swallowed you whole, you slam your fists into the table and let out a pained and desperate scream. You don't care if it hears. Let it find you. At least then, all this torment would finally be over. You fall onto the floor, and tears run over your cheeks. Your sobs and whines are loud, and your body jerks violently to their rhythm. You don't want to fight anymore. You lost everything. How can you possibly go on like this? You just want everything to stop. You lost the one you loved the most, and you barely remember him. You lay down on the ground and rest your head on the cold floor. You have accepted your fate. Why fight it anymore? You just want to sleep, to rest. But as you lay there, waiting for your end, you feel a warm touch on your wet cheek. When you open your eyes, you peer into a good-looking face, staring right back at you with concern written all over it. Takuma? Starlight, please, you have to get up. You hear his words, but you don't move. Please, I beg you. I'm just gonna go down the list. I don't think that these matter for the end. I let you die. You were scared. He stalked you and made you feel hunted. Believe me, love, I never once held any grudges towards you. You deserve happiness, and you deserve a better ending than this. So please, just try once more, okay? Just once. Let me go back. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I know, my love. I know. And I wish I could fight this battle for you. But I know you can do this. It will cost you a lot of strength and energy, but you will make it. You always do. You deserve happiness, and you deserve a better ending than this. So please, just try once more, okay? There is no hope for me anymore. That is not true. I know you can't see it right now, but there is. There's a little light that shines, and as long as you live, it will continue to do so. You deserve happiness, and you deserve a better ending than this. So please, just try once more, okay? Just once. You can see the tears rising in his eyes as he holds your hand tightly. It pains you to see him like this. Why couldn't you two just have your happy ending? Why did he have to die? You wish that he would just leave here, let whatever it is after you take you, but Takuma doesn't move from your side. Instead, he pulls your hand to his cheek. You feel his teardrop run down your fingers. You don't understand him. Why doesn't he hate you? Why does he still want you to fight? Why are you not letting me go? I've forgotten us, and I left you to die, alone. Why are you still here? Because I love you, Cryptid. It's that simple. Because, despite everything that happened to me, to us, I have never forgotten how wonderful you are. So please, if you want to do me one last favor, then get up. You could have never denied him his request, no matter how much it costs you and how scared you are. You love him. You love him so much, and that's why you reach out for the edge of the table. He's the reason why, despite being completely hopeless, you pull yourself onto your feet and you start searching again. Takuma watches you as you go through the documents once again. You can hear him let out a relieved sigh. I will help you. The both of you wander around the basement, looking into every drawer and inspecting every corner, never saying a word. You are crawling over the floor in hopes of finding a secret compartment when Takuma calls out, "Found something!" You immediately get up and run towards the shelf Takuma is standing in front of. He is pointing at the back of said shelf. His face is completely red. I can't move it because, you know. He smacks his hand against the shelf, but instead of actually hitting it, his hand goes right through it. Yeah. Wait, then how did you touch me before? Takuma looks just as confused as you are. He lifts his two hands and brings them close to his face. You're right. How did I do that? Curious about what is hiding behind, you push the heavy bookshelf to the side. As you take a break, you feel something gently petting your head. You turn around and catch Takuma's red face. Hey! Sorry, I just wanted to test it out again. You roll your eyes, amused, and go right back to pushing. At last the furniture is out of your way, and in front of you is a door. Do you know where this leads to? No idea. But I can't check it out if you want. You nod, and with that, Takuma steps forwards right through the closed door. You feel a little anxious as you wait for him to come back, but luckily he doesn't take long. And? He remains silent. Takuma? You notice the terrified look on his face when you step closer to him. His eyes are wide open, staring at the ground. His pupils rapidly going from side to side as if he is thinking about something. Takuma! Are you okay? What did you see? That's when he lifts his head. Cryptid, you can't go in there, okay? Promise me. What? What did you see? Just promise me that you won't go in there. Okay, I promise. You jump by the sudden sound of your phone going off. It's Officer Castellanos. You glance over to Takuma to ask for his advice, but he is nowhere to be seen. Takuma? Takuma! I don't think this matters, but I'm gonna pick it up. Officer Castellanos? Cryptid, I'm at your house right now, but you don't seem to be home. Yeah, I had to go. Somewhere. And where is that? And where is that, Cryptid? I'm gonna get both, but why do you want to know? There's something we need to discuss. It's very urgent. I'll come to the police station later today. Unfortunately, that isn't possible. Let me go back. Please leave me alone. Oh, darling. You know that I hate when you sound so afraid. Just tell me where you are and everything will be okay. I'm sure you are tired. No, leave me be. Come on. Wow, this gives me way too many branching options. Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, We are talking to Castellanos again, in quotes. We have nothing to discuss then. Fine. Then let's do it my way then. He hangs up the phone, leaving you all by yourself. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the other conversation. Oh, darling, you know that I hate when you sound so afraid. Just tell me where you are and everything will be okay. I'm sure you are tired. No, leave me be. Come on. No. No isn't an option. When will you understand that? If I want you, I will have you. You hear me? Just tell me where you are. Come on, love. I'm getting very impatient. But instead of answering, you hang up the phone. Good answer. Let me go back real quick. Why should I? Why? You ask why? Because if you don't, I'll just come and get you. Quickly, you hang up the phone. Takuma? Takuma! Please, I need you right now. I need you. Please. Please answer. Takuma? But the room stays quiet. You have to leave. Now. But as you almost reach the door, your heart skips a beat as you notice a noise. You hold your breath as you listen to the sound of steps coming down the stairs. Then, in the top left corner of the doorframe appears the tip of a black, smoking shoe. You stagger back, hitting the table as you watch in horror. The man coming down the stairs. His movement is calm and determined. And when he reaches the bottom, he stays there. The shadow of the night coats him like a dark veil, which only underlines the terrifying atmosphere in the air. It feels as if everything that had ever been good has vanished, and all that is left now is just the hungry darkness. And then he turns towards you. Found you. Slowly, he marches in your direction. The sound of the heels of his shoes hitting the ground echo in the room and in your head. You are in his grasp, under his mercy. Day and night, I've been following you, watching your every move, fascinated by your way. It was a bittersweet practice, to observe but not being able to take you. Every time I looked at you, every time I got to be near you, the urge in me only grew. The hunger for you. It almost became unbearable to the point where I was willing to do dreadful things if it meant to have you. But now you're here and I won't let you leave. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Your whole body trembles. It's as if you are being eaten alive, not being able to escape your fate. His eyes stare down right at yours with greed. You are supposed to be afraid. You are supposed to feel repulsed, but then, why do you feel so captivated? His steps stop when he is only mere centimeters away from you, still gazing deep into your eyes. He lifts his hand and gently strokes your cheek. You don't notice the wide grin on his lips when you unconsciously lean into the touch. Be mine, and I promise you that I'll show you things and pleasures you have never experienced before. Your head is spinning. You can no longer think correctly. But as you are about to agree to something you would have regretted later, someone grabs your arm and pulls you away. Leave him alone. I've had enough of you. You little rat. That's when suddenly a bright glow appears in front of you. You take him and leave. I'll keep him busy. Finally, you show your face. I was wondering when I'd get to see the creator. Oh, that's cute! I like that. You might be God in this world, but are still only a mere mortal. You try to see what is happening, but Takuma doesn't waste any time. While still holding onto your arm, he rushes up the stairs and down the streets. In the background, you can hear the enraged scream of the man, but that doesn't stop Takuma. Only when you desperately try to catch your breath, he stops behind a house. Are you okay? Yes. Who is he? And why? Why was I about to... Save your breath. Let me do the talking, all right, Starlight? You nod. He's the one people call Azurio. A being beyond our comprehension, something between a multidimensional god and the devil himself. He has nothing that drives him, no reason to do the things he does. He is like a wild beast without any ambition. He takes what he wants, and now he wants you. I don't know how, but in whatever reality you might be in right now, he found you. But for some reason, he couldn't just take you. That's why he has to find a different way. So he used this game, this reality, which he seems to have more power over as a shortcut to get to you. When you started the game, you gave away something to make our love feel realer than anything else you had ever experienced before. It's the box. It's in the box. He wants it. He wants what's inside. And if he gets it, he gets you. You will never be complete again. Part of you will forever be his. To get out whole, I mean, you need to take back what's yours. You hear me? Takuma, this is all... I don't even really understand what you were saying. Game? What game? What did I give away? It's okay. You don't need to understand, but I hope that my Starlight does. What are you... Takuma! A deep, gurgling voice screams as you turn to the direction of the sound. You see what you had seen before back in Officer Castellanos' office. You start to hyperventilate when this thing claws its way closer to you two. Takuma. Takuma grabs your face and turns it towards him. Do what I tell you, okay? You know the code. You know it. You have to get out, okay? You have to live. With that, he places his lips onto yours. No! Get away from him, you filthy rat! Suddenly, everything around has become quiet. When you open your eyes, you realize that you are no longer outside. Instead, you are sitting in your kitchen at home. How did you get here? Did Takuma do this? But how did he... You didn't get much to contemplate since a familiar voice starts to call out for you from the outside. It still sounds distorted and demonic. Cryptid. I know you are in there. Come to me. I promise that little rat won't interfere again. The hair on your arms stand up as you slowly and quietly lift yourself from the floor. You stand up and hurry to your bedroom, but as you do, heavy footsteps behind you, coming from the front door. There's a short moment of silence before the front is ripped out from its frame and tossed aside like a sheet of paper. You scream in fear as you come face to face with the beast that glares at you from the end of the corridor. Never in your life have you seen something so foul, so repulsing. Your legs move on their own. They carry you into your bedroom. Don't try to run from me. You will only make me even more excited. You quickly close and lock the door. There is no time for you to catch your breath. You immediately rush towards the closet and inspect it with your hands, desperately trying to find what you're looking for. You tune out the heavy footsteps which are getting closer and closer, shaking the whole house with every impact. You finally feel the box under your palm when a fist bursts through the door, breaking the lock in the process. With your box pressed firmly against your chest, you stand there in the sudden silence, listening to your own heartbeat and quick breathing. Then the door is being slowly pushed open, and where you expected a beast was the scariest devil of them all standing. I see you found it. He looks down at what you are carrying. Well, you won. He walks towards you, almost in a casual manner. It makes you feel very uneasy. You have expected something else, something more... not... this. You observe him as he gets closer until he is once again standing right in front of you. His eyes watch you intensely as he places a hand on top of the box. Go on. Collect your prize. Haven't you earned it? His hand then glides down the lid of the box, up your arm, until it reaches the back of your neck. Softly, without using much strength, he pulls you near until your faces are so close you can feel his breath on your cheeks. Come on, open it. You can't look away. His gaze has fully captured you. Is this what Takuma meant with the devil? If you even want to. A wide grin crawls over his lips when you unconsciously lift your head towards him. So I think this is when the final two endings are going to branch. Giving ourselves to him is going to not be a good ending, but let's do it. You hesitantly guide the box into his hands. His eyes are staring deeply into yours when his fingers wrap around the case. Well done, love. You feel yourself melt into his touch as he places one hand on your cheek and the other on your side. Your mind has become blank. There's nothing left except a craving. Desperately, you hold on to his suit, pulling, begging him to satisfy your hunger. He lowers his head until your lips are only separated by millimeters. At last, you are mine. Mine alone. Ending 3 of 4. Free yourself. You caress the edges and surfaces of the box. You think about your freedom, about your life beyond this. Although you can't remember right now why these things must have been very important if even Takuma sacrificed himself for you to have them once more. You flip the box to the side and look at the lock. Enter the password. Thankfully, I remembered the password I gave myself. The lock opens. His head is still looming over you, but he has not yet said a word. Hesitantly, you raise your gaze. The smile on his face has disappeared. His grimace has fallen dark and serious. His eyes shift when he notices you looking at him. Open it. And you do. Don't worry, love. You will become mine. I'll find a way. You did it! Oh, my love, you really did it. I am so happy. See? I knew you could do it. Takuma? Where are you? I'm sorry. I can't be with you right now. But don't worry about me, Starlight. I'll be fine. Are you... Don't think about it, okay? You're okay, and that's all that matters. You have to leave, don't you? Yes. Yeah, I thought so. Well, I guess it's a goodbye then. Jesus, this hurts way more than I thought. But before you go, can you say that you love me? Just one more time, please? I love you. I love you too, Cryptid. I really do. Thank you for loving me. Goodbye, my starlight. Ending 4 of 4. Thank you for playing. Oh my god. And there's our title drop. That was Love Me Dearly. I must admit, I went into this knowing very little about the game. There's not much description on the game page. For good reason, clearly. It would have ruined actually quite a lot of it. And I did not watch any playthroughs of it. So I had gone into this thinking it would be a fairly standard yandere fare. But I was blown away with the fact that not only did it have a twist, but it also became an incredibly psychological and somewhat cosmic horror story. For all intents and purposes, this did not feel like a Game Jam game. It was incredibly fleshed out with a lot of choices and twists and turns. Of course, quite a few of the choices didn't actually have any bearing on the endings, but it was still cool that we got them nonetheless. Now, getting into the game, like I said before, I hadn't expected any of this. At first, I did expect Takuma to be the yandere to our protagonist, but he also did come off as very sweet and innocent, so I did have my doubts. There was certainly some foreshadowing, even from the beginning, but it was a huge surprise when we found Takuma in the alleyway, presumably dead, though we obviously found out later that he was not yet dead. I also hadn't suspected Officer Castellanos or his assistant to be related to the yandere in any way, but they did act very suspicious. Kind of more in the way that, like, they just made me uncomfortable, but it made the horror of what was to come all the more terrifying, because it sort of felt like we had a chance to escape even before meeting Azurio, but it was very clear from the moment we were being interrogated after we had broken into Takuma's house that we were still kind of stuck in one way or another. The story was just so incredibly well done. I am actually having trouble finding the words to describe just what I thought of it and how it made me feel. But the fact that the final 3 endings branched quite wildly from the first one is absolutely amazing. Especially since I wasn't sure at first if it was, like, in the first ending, if it was the creator or some other entity who mentioned that the first ending was quite a surprise. So when we finally did meet Azurio, I was actually thrown for a loop. However, I love the idea that some terrifying interdimensional cosmic entity is indeed in love with the player and has tried to find some way to have a part of them, to connect with them. It really put the way that the game was played out into perspective, because in some sense it all did kind of have a dreamy quality to it. But then in comes Azurio, and he forced the main character to forget Takuma, and he's been trying to get to the player. It made everything just kind of become this sort of oh moment. Like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I love that beyond a certain point, and with certain choices too. The first two endings are easy to avoid, and the story was so fascinating that I really wanted to fight and see each and every ending. Obviously, the fourth was probably my favorite, even if it absolutely broke my heart. Still don't entirely know how we find out Takuma's favorite fruit. I believe the hint is not in the game. I was having trouble finding that, so I did have to rely on a guide for that, but at least I did get that other hint for the basement key code. I didn't get the one for the safe. I don't know why I was having trouble with that one. I had to rely on a guide for that one too, but it happens. Sometimes I'm just not good at puzzles, as people I'm sure have come to know. Now, beyond the story, the characters were very gripping. We barely had to interact with any of them before I had an opinion on each of them. The way that they were written made me feel as if I was meeting and dealing with real people. I liked Takuma and felt terrible for him, and I loved that he came back as a ghost to help us. That was so good. It was also fun and a little painful to meet the creator, even though they blamed us for Takuma's inevitable death, which, I mean, obviously as the player we couldn't actually do anything about it, but in this game universe maybe we could have. Officer Castellanos and the assistant at the police station were also very uncomfortable to deal with. I didn't dislike them, but they definitely made me feel very wary, which, I mean, I think they were supposed to. Now, Azurio, he was something else. The fact that he controlled and shaped so much of this game's world to his whim was really cool. There is a reason why I love cosmic horrors beyond comprehension, and maybe I like the idea of a monster being in love with the player just a little bit. He was also just a very cool villain, and he really did stop at nothing to force his way into our lives. He was selfish and awful, but also just a very fascinating character. All in all, he was a well-written yandere, although his ability to breach realities was quite terrifying, and it makes him one of the scarier villains that I have seen in a visual novel like this. Now, obviously, I also really loved the art, and the use of sounds was utilized very well, and the character designs were gorgeous. Like, seriously, they were so good. And even though we didn't get to see the settings too much because they were mostly blurred out stock photos, it did feel like we were getting a chance to explore because of how the story was written, and it was captivating. Overall, I can admit that I absolutely fell in love with this visual novel. It had me entranced as soon as the story really got going. It broke my heart, and it was scary, and it made me wish there was even more to it. The final ending was perfect, and, you know, I really hope you all enjoyed this game as much as I did. And now I'll do my outro, but if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of me but you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and sometimes extras and shorts randomly throughout the week. I also stream on Twitch on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Fridays are usually twice a month, but they have been known to be more, and sometimes less. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye!